Good morning, agents, and welcome to another daily episode of Targeted Loot today for October 2nd, the series that shows you the Targeted Loot map, farming tips and tricks, vendor reset highlights, and much more. I'm Agent Shadow, and if you enjoy my content, please consider smashing the subscribe and like buttons below. Also, check the pinned comment for links to support my channel, my Discord, and Shadow Crew clan on all platforms. Let's get started with the Dark Zones first, and the highlights from the DZ vendors, Washington DC, and then finally New York City Targeted Loot highlights. So in the clan vendor, we got the mechanical animal, and at the White House, we got a D50 that's really good and necessary to craft a Liberty exotic pistol. Over in DZ West, we got the Golan gear, which has no DZ exclusives, so we're just going to move on from that. But over in DZ South, at the vendor, we have a Matador rolled with weapon damage, crit hit chance, and health. I would just roll off that health for crit hit damage, and it's a pretty dang good backpack. We also got Douglas and Harding as targeted loot, but once again, DZ exclusive, nothing I can think of. And then finally, in DZ East, we got the Hollow Man mask at the vendor. They're all armor rolls. It's not really worth it to pick up, really. But we do have holsters as targeted loot. So with holsters targeted loot, you can get the Claws Out holster. That gives you 500% melee damage and 10% pistol damage baked right into the holster. So that's definitely worth getting if you don't have it already. And then remember, named items at the Dark Zone vendors cost 152 DZ resources. To get the DZ resources, you have to deconstruct loot in your contaminated bag and then extract them. Otherwise, you're just going to extract marked as junk loot and not the DZ resources themselves. Alright, agents, north side highlights. We got Badger Tough at Camp White Oak. So you can get the 0F's chest piece with Perfect Unbreakable. I'll show you a build in the top right card right now that I have that is amazing with that chest piece. I actually have two. So I would definitely check those out. And also, if you can just run Camp White Oak a few times today, you should be able to get a decent one to drop. Got gear sets over here at Coney Island Ballpark. So that's everything, including the new Hunter's Fury set. Everything except for System Corruption, which is a DZ exclusive, which is pretty good. It has, two pieces, gives you a certain amount of armor on kill. And then the Foundry Bulwark and Future Initiative chest and backpack pieces are still raid exclusives to the Iron Horse raid. Hana-U at the amusement park, if you want to get the Force Multiplier named Hana-U backpack with perfect combined arms. That gives you 30% extra skill damage every 3 seconds that you hit an enemy, so just shooting an enemy. Those are always worth it. I got a legendary turret drone build I'll put in the top right card right now. That is the best build to run it with for sure. You want skill haste and skill damage on it, and then run either skill haste or a skill duration mod on it, and that's pretty much a god rolled best way you can run that backpack. Wyvern wear for that extra 10% skill damage for sure. You want at least one piece on a turret drone build or any skill damage build. And then we got China Light at the summit. Like I said, past few days, it would have been better if every 10 floors there was certain targeted loot, but they made it to where only targeted loot for all 100 floors for whatever reason. Either way, it's China Light. This is for explosive skill damage, so running the artillery turret and the seeker mines. So if you have a build like that and you need a better piece, then of course you can just run Summit today. It might be better than, well, it's the only place that has China Light today actually. Let's go check out the west side highlights, guys. Alright, agents, we're over here on the west side highlights. So first off, we got shotguns and Federal Emergency Bunker. So that's the Sweet Dreams exotic shotgun and the new named 612 variant shotgun, the Mop. I have multiple build videos with the Mop in it. It's got 10% armor on kill. Roll that thing with close and personal, and it is a meta shotgun for sure. It's worth to get. You can still get a good top tier shotgun like the Marine Super 90 or the Custom Inmate 70, but I highly recommend the Mop for sure. It's going to be the best, contender out of all of them, 99% of the time or 9 out of 10 times. Alright, we got Providence Defense at Downtown West. The Sacrifice with Perfect Glass Cannon, you can grab that, or just a better roll on your DPS build. Although I don't recommend Glass Cannon really, I never have. But Obliterate has gone from 15 stacks to 25 stacks, so that's 25% extra weapon damage. So I might recommend, I honestly recommend just running that instead of glass cannon. I can't stand letting the wind basically kill me with glass cannon, but if you like it, that's your personal preference, that's alright. I would farm here today. You got a few control points to farm. Definitely grab it up if you need it. Walker Harrison Co. at Bank HQ, so you can get the Chain Killer named Walker Harrison Co. chest piece with a perfect headhunter. That's an excellent build. I mean, the headshot build is a great build, and it came back, you know, it started in like title update 9, I think, or 10, probably title update 9. And comment below if you'd like to see a build. If I probably could get like a vote going, because there's a lot of headshot builds on YouTube. But I have a headshot build that I would have liked to release a while ago, and I should have. But I'll just let you guys know right now. It's 3 pieces, aces and eights, 2 pieces Aralda Holding, and then 1 piece Headhunter. Get that build together, and you can just clear content solo or in group. It's pretty nice. You got gear system mods at Foggy Bottom. You just run your world on Heroic, and eventually you'll get a max roll gear system mod. I've never gotten one below Heroic, but you might be able to. And then Bellstone Armory at the Potomac Event Center. I just put out a build this morning that I'll put in the top right card right now. It's Hunter's Fury and Bellstone Armory. You do need the Liquid Engineer, but there's another piece of Bellstone Armory that you need that isn't named that you can get from farming Potomac Event Center today. So definitely try to get that if you want to run my build today for sure. Then we got chest pieces at Roosevelt Island if you want the tardigrade armor, exotic armor chest piece. And then Overlord at Lincoln Memorial for Fox's Prayer knee pads that gives you 8% damage to targets out of cover. That's multiplicative damage that's always worth running. You know, it's worth running way more than Contractor's Gloves. Contractor's Gloves aren't something that's, you know, necessary to run on a, you know, regular, you know, DPS build, like 3-piece Providence Defense, 1-piece Grupo Sombro, maybe even 1-piece Seska. You know, those kind of all high-end builds without Hunter's Fury. You're still going to want to run the Fox's Prayer knee pads with that 8% damage to targets out of cover, and then roll like 10% damage to targets out of cover on your main weapons. But yeah, guys, that's about it for the west side highlights. Let's go check out what we got on the east side. Alright guys, we're over here on the east side highlights. So first off, we got knee pads at Downtown East. That's the Ninja Bike Messenger knee pads. That gives you 25% bonus armor when you vault or cover to cover and reload your weapon, which skips the backfire reload. Like I say in my build videos, I just skip the reload animation right before it finishes, but you can also run the Ninja Bike Messenger knee pads, because when you do swap weapons and skip the animation, you also lose the crit hit damage stacks. So it's, you know, good and bad, and sometimes you just got to take the bleed. But then again, sometimes when you're running Ninja Bike Messenger knee pads, you know, me personally, sometimes I'm so used to reloading, I never get used to, you know, always never reloading, if that makes any sense. Anyway, you can also get the Sawyer's knee pads, which gives you 1% weapon damage every second that you're sitting still or motionless, and that goes all the way up to 30% weapon damage. And then of course you could get the Fox's Prayer knee pads, but please farm Overlord. It'll drop way faster and easier. It's much less in the loot pool if you just do Overlord. And then gloves over here at District Union Arena if you want the BTSU gloves, or the Contractor's gloves as well. When you want the Contractor's gloves, you want to farm Petrov, but you can also farm for gloves, because there's only, you know, Contractor's gloves and BTSU gloves. Those are the only named ones that, you know, actually drop in the, you know, open world or missions in the light zone. So you could just farm gloves if you need those contractors. Then of course LMGs at Judiciary Square, the exotic Bullet King and Pestilence, or the named LMGs like the Quiet Roar, the new Reliable, the Good Times with Perfect Fast Hands, you know, Carnage, the Sleipnir. That's something also you can craft at the White House. There's a lot of named LMGs. And then we got Grupo Sombro at Viewpoint Museum. Grupo Sombro is amazing to farm for now if you're farming for it for DPS builds. 2 pieces for explosive skill damage builds. But if you're just looking for that 1 piece, because of that somewhat rainbow loot fix, it's more often now than before to drop all red. And also it drops with an agnostic generic mod slot. So you can actually put a, you know, a red mod slot into it instead of always having that yellow utility one that it used to have before Title Update 11. We also got submachine guns at Jefferson Plaza. You can farm the Backfire if you've already gotten it from the Season 3 track reward. I think it's level 60 or 65. You can farm the Lady Death, of course, as well. Another wonderful submachine gun that I just personally don't really like, but a lot of people do. It's for sure one of the metas, especially in PvP. I'm sure the Backfire will be soon too. And then Mask at American History Museum. That's the Coyotes mask, the Vial mask, and then also the Punch Drunk mask with 20% headshot damage baked right into it. That's great with Dodge City holster or a perfect Headhunter chest piece build. Alright, let's go check out what we got in New York City targeted loot highlights, and then I'll let you guys go. Alright, agents, so New York City highlighted targeted loot. So, we got a couple of doubles. Walker Harrison Co., Providence Defense. We do have Petrov at 2 Bridges if you need those contractor's gloves with 8% damage to armor. We also got Sokolov at Stranded Tanker. There's a chance for Imperial Dynasty to drop from Vivian Connolly, the boss at the end of this mission. And Sokolov is something I have on 2 of my recent builds as a chest and backpack piece. So if you're looking to replicate that build in any way, you definitely need to farm Stranded Tanker today if you want to get that final piece of Sokolov chest or backpack, whichever one you are looking for. Aralda Holdings is great. 2 pieces, like I said earlier, 2 pieces with 3 pieces, aces and eights, and a perfect Headhunter chest piece. You usually want to get an Aralda Holdings backpack with Vigilance, or you want to get it with Composure for that headshot build. And then lastly, you got rifles at Liberty Island. You can get the Diamondback and Merciless, and then a good classic M1A. I would roll any of these 3 talents on them: Rifleman, Ranger, or Boomerang. Or for console players, you can get the Baker's Dozen with Perfect Lucky Shot. Got Alp Summit at Wall Street. You can roll, I would get a chest piece with Empathetic Resolve. It gives you plus 20% repair skills from the first brand bonus, which is totally worth it and goes great with that Empathetic Resolve talent. And also I'd roll Skill Haste on it as well, and repair skills, of course. And then assault rifles at Battery Park. So you want to get either the Exotic Chameleon, the named Burnout FAMAS, the named Maniac Military AKM, or you can get the named Mechanical Animal of Future Perfection, or a top tier AR like a FAMAS Military AKM, Carbine 7, Police M4, or G36. Those are all incredible ARs and the top tier ones out of all the ARs in the game. Alright, agents, well, that was the targeted loot for today, October 2nd. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed my content. You can click the join button below to further support my dream of being a full-time content creator. Maybe grab some Shadow Gaming merchandise or become a Patreon today. Take care, agents, and be sure to stay tuned for much more daily dedicated Division 2 content. This is Agent Shadow signing off. I will see you in the next video. Take care, agents.